and that means that per 1,000 monetized views, I'm generating $16.55. That's like some of the highest CPM that I've ever seen. So no matter what may be going on in your life right now, I hope you're having the best day you possibly can. And of course, as always, I greatly appreciate your time. And in this video, I actually wanted to break down just how much money you guys have actually generated for me through the YouTube partnership program that I'm in, because of course you guys are the ones that have watched my videos over the last 5 years that I've been a YouTube partner, and it's actually really given me a little bit more money than you might expect. But not to keep you waiting any longer here are the actual stats. From 1.5 million views, specifically 1,504,101 views, as well as having 64,800 watch time hours, I was able to make $4,876.85 thus far from this channel, which is definitely a little bit on the higher side in terms of RPM, because that means that I'm actually generating around $3.50 or so for every 1,000 views that I'm getting. And I will show you guys the exact breakdown of that in just a second, but generally speaking, channels usually get like $1 or $2 per 1,000 views, but I do have to wonder if I partially benefited from a time period when you actually earned a bit more from your videos, because again, I did become monetized 5 years ago now, back in May of 2016. But beyond that, I know that creating financially related content like I do does generally attract viewers that will actually be a little bit more valuable to advertisers, because they can advertise them things like, for example, different gurus, which I definitely do not approve of, but different things that actually generate some of the highest CPM on YouTube will actually be advertised on financial related content, which does allow our channels to earn a little bit more money. So if you are a fellow silver stacking creator and you don't mind disclosing this, just let me know how much you're earning, not in total, but per 1,000 views. And this is your RPM, not your CPM, that I actually want to know, because your CPM is how much is generated total per 1,000 views, including the cut that YouTube takes. And I do want to be just a bit more specific on that point. Your CPM is the amount of money that you're able to generate per 1,000 monetized views. So this does not include people who actually don't get an ad on your video, versus your RPM is how much you are taking home per 1,000 views, and that's per 1,000 views in total, factoring in those views that are not monetized as well. That's why it's actually less than half of your CPM, even though in most YouTube partnerships, you're going to be getting a 55-45 split. At least that's how I remember mine to have worked. I don't know if that's changed at all, and I'm sure better creators might be able to get a little bit better terms. But with that all being said, you can actually see here, I have for a lifetime $3.24 per 1,000 views on average, and I've generated $7.36 per average, meaning that that's the amount that I've generated in total per 1,000 monetized views that my channel received. And that also means that YouTube has probably gotten like $4,400 or so from this channel in terms of what they took in their cut. But I actually wanted to show you guys something interesting as well. If I actually sort by RPM, you can see that at first, I used to make a lot less money per 1,000 views that I got, and only more recently has my RPM really started to go crazy here. And if I just zoom in a little bit, you guys can see that there's been days where I've earned literally $20-ish from 1,000 views that I received, and I don't even think I got 1,000 views on those days. But even if I got 100 views, that's literally like $2, and it's also just absolutely like unimaginably like high in terms of RPM, because if big creators were able to get that, someone that was getting 1 million views, for example, would make $20 million from their video, which obviously would never happen. But it would also mean that like someone like Mr. Beast would be able to literally give away billions of dollars potentially. I mean, that's just obviously not something that would actually be maintained for any large amount of views, and I don't really understand why it happens. But if I sort by CPM, you can see spikes as high as that day was over $40 generated per 1,000 monetized views that I was getting somehow. So I don't really know if that's because someone's actually buying something from one of the ads that's on my video, but it also just goes to show that over time, with either getting less views or maybe with the views I've been getting, the actual views that I am receiving on my channel have become more valuable to YouTube for some reason. As you can see, my revenue used to be way higher in total because I just used to get way more views in total. I will show you guys a breakdown of my view chart in just a second, but I was making overall more money because of the fact that I was getting several thousand views per day, but I was not able to actually maintain anywhere near the RPM that I'm actually getting now. I was probably earning like $1 to $2 per 1,000 views. a pretty normal amount actually to be earning for even a larger YouTuber, let alone someone that was a bit smaller and a bit more in a niche realm. That's probably a bit on the lower side actually, but just because of the fact that I've been earning such crazy RPM now, it's really kind of offset things, and I actually want to show you just how crazy it really is. My channel is so dead right now that I've literally gotten 1,100 views in the last 7 days, and that is still somehow generated $7.22 just for me to take home. And if I go over to revenue, that actually works out to being $8.17 per 1,000 views that I'm receiving, and that means that per 1,000 monetized views, I'm generating $16.55. That's like some of the highest CPM that I've ever seen, so it just really is interesting for me to kind of, I guess, reflect on that. But with that all being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really appreciate you watching through it. If you did find yourself enjoying the information, I would appreciate you sharing the video with a friend who might also benefit from it, and beyond that, of course, subscribing to the channel, liking the video. These are things that you can do to actually help it in the algorithm, and maybe my channel won't have to be so dead in the future. With that all being said, I need to stop repeating myself. Peace. I'm just kidding, guys. Here's the actual lifetime view chart for my channel. You can see there that there was like 4 different days between 2016 and 2017 where the views really spiked up a lot. I know that biggest one there that's like right around 5,000 views was actually from a viral video recommending one of mine, and it was a coin related video as well, interestingly enough. I think it was one of the videos that JD's variety channel had actually made. I know that he's changed his channel name since, but I think it was when one of his videos went viral that it actually recommended mine a lot in the algorithm and got it like probably like 3,500 views on its own that day or something crazy. And that video already was getting hundreds of views a day before that. I think it has something like 202,000 now. We can actually see my top videos for my lifetime here, and yeah, it has 202,698. And then how to properly roll pennies has gotten views more recently because of search results. I know that the 5 things to avoid when building a silver stack, that used to be a different title, that video really got a lot of views from the search results as well. So it's been a variety of things that have just kind of worked out, but the only thing I ever figured out in terms of how to get views was, as far as my small little community went, I did figure out how to create titles and such that at the very least would show up really high in the search results for terms like silver stacking, which was getting enough searches where the videos would end up getting thousands of views, a lot of them. And then the random videos I made ended up getting like tens of thousands of views, like, you know, the value videos for different coins for some reason happened to do pretty well. And then I had some other videos that randomly did well also, but a lot of those silver related videos are like between that 10 and 20k mark and really helping out the channel as well. But at the end of the day, it wasn't content that I'm proud of, so hopefully I can make a comeback with some actually decent content and bring the channel back. But with that being said, that is actually it for the video now. Peace.